by showing you all
It's only
how
11 o'clock.
this links to other things. Okay, what we want to show by the end of this lesson, how expanding brackets. Okay, how expanding brackets,
Factorism
how
is
they link to factorization, how they link, but also how they link to graphs.
graph.
Yeah, we're going to show you. And then, out of all of this,
It's ratio.
okay?
Sir, does ratio come into this?
Not really, no, not really. Not really. It's just expanding brackets, factorizing, and graphs, okay? So we're going to show you all three of these links. And what do we say is the most important thing when we learn these kind of things? What's the most important thing between these? What is the important thing? It's the word that starts with C.
Common.
Common.
No.
Calculation.
It is the
Connection.
It's the connections. It's the most important word you must learn. It's the connections between things, okay? Of how they link this way and this way. That is the power you will achieve once you learn. All right? Right.
Okay.
Okay. Let's just move on to the harder questions, okay? Right. Please stop me if you do not understand this step, because it's really important. You must understand this. So the example we're going to do is 15 x squared minus 10 x y. I want to factorize this. So what's the common factor?
5.
What else?
X. 2.
Fantastic. There's two factors, two common factors. There's a 5 and there's an x. The x is there and the 5's go into the 5. So if I put the 5x outside, what's the first term that I have to put inside the bracket? What is it?
3. 3x. 3x.
3x. This is the minus. If I've got a 5x,
2.
what else?
2xy.
Just 2y. The x is outside. There's only one x there.
Oh, because the X you already have here.
Sorry.
Okay? So don't make these silly schoolboy, schoolgirl errors. Okay? That's why we do lots of questions, to make sure you understand. Okay? Just try and remember, if I, ask you, out the question, which is 5 times what gives me 10xy. So it's got to be a 2 because it give you the 10. And the xy, I've got to have a y in there. So it's got to be minus 2y. It's got to be. So just try and rationalize that in your head, how we do this. Okay? And if you expanded out this bracket, if you expanded it out, we would get exactly the same term. So if I expanded this out, if you want to do a check, okay, if you want to do a check, it would be that times plus that. So it will be 15x squared, and then 5x minus that is equal to minus 10xy. So I know I've done it right. I get the same thing. Yeah? Go from here to here, expand it out. So who asked me the question before? The question before was, this is factorizing, and this is expanding brackets. Okay? Can you see how they?
This expanding bracket.
Okay, you see how they're linked. So I've expanded that bracket to give me this, but I've taken that expression and I've factorized it to give me that. Okay?
they're both. That's how they're both linked.
Correct. This is how they're connected. Okay? That's how they're connected. Right. Let's do a more interesting question. Somebody was about to ask a question. Go ahead. Right. More interesting questions. Let's do this one. Or UV plus 6V. Wow. What's the common factor?
V. The common factor is V.
Yep, there's V. What else?
And
And
also
6.
4. And 6.
Good.
Yeah.
So it's
Then we
actually,
put V6 outside the brackets.
yep. So I'll just call it 6V. Okay, this is a bit easier.
Okay.
So what comes inside the bracket then?
4U
Fantastic.
plus 6.
Simple.
No.
No, 1.
Yes. Fantastic.
It's because 6 multiplied by 1 is 6.
Well, 6V multiplied by 1.
Multiplied by 1 is 6V.
Okay.
Yep.
That was a bit of an awkward one. Let's do a more interesting one here.
These are quick and easy.
Okay, we're going to do one last
We do
one.
about 100 questions.
You're going to do, oh, why did I do that? Why did I do that? Why did I do that?
Ow.
Very big. Okay, let's do one last one of this, and then we're going to go into the more complex ones. 24 x cubed
What?
y minus 16 x squared. Right, ladies and gentlemen? Common factors, please.
X.
What power of x?
X squared, because x squared can go into x cubed.
Very good. Very good. Did everybody understand that? Okay.
Outside the brackets is x squared.
Have we finished all of the common factors? What else? What other common?
Yeah.
Number goes into 8, isn't it? 8.
4
It's an 8.
and 8.
Okay. Understand? How many 8s in 16?
2,
How many 8s in 24?
3.
3.
So they go into it. That's the highest number. That's the highest factor. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put 8x squared outside the bracket. What goes into the bracket per term? 4. Yes. What next? What gives me?
4y.
Yeah.
How is it 4?
Because 8 times 4. Sorry, my apologies.
It's
3.
3.
It's 3.
Yes, silly me. 3.
Everyone
It's
gets
3.
that.
3y.
3x.
3xy.
Very good. Minus.
2. That's it. 2.
That's it. You're getting the hang of this. Okay. That's the
I was
answer.
gonna say 2x squared, but then I saw 8x squared was done.
Dylan. Right. Good stuff. I think this good bananas. We're going to move on to more in the last 15, 20 minutes. Yep. Go ahead.
Can I do a complex question?
We're going to do them now. We're going to do them now. We're going to do them now. So in your blank canvas, I'm going to give us a new heading, okay, so you know what this is. So we are going to do what is called Okay, factorizing quadratic.
Quadratics.
Yeah, you've been doing quadratics, you just didn't know it. Okay, so
What?
yeah, you all have been. You all been doing quadratics, you just didn't know it. And we've given it a special term now. So what do we mean by quadratics? Quadratics have the form of x squared
Expanding.
bx plus c. Okay, anything of this
So is
form.
quadratics like expanding brackets and factorizing?
Yeah, when
Like
you were
that.
when you were opening up the brackets, when you were expanding them, you were opening a quadratic. Okay, that's what you're doing. All right. So here, the b and c are just numbers. So remember, you had these terms. You know, you had a 4 there, 24 there, and a 3 there, and a 7 there. These are just numbers. Okay, these are just numbers. Okay, b and c are just numbers. Okay, that's all they are. Okay, they're just numbers. So, what shall we take an example and then we can have a look at this? Okay, how we do this. And there's a special technique I want you to learn, and then we can go through and do these questions. So, let me find the question that I did for you because I'm going to show you a little computer program that we wrote for this. Okay, let's do the first one. If I took x squared plus 6x plus 8, I want to factorize it. Okay, how do I do it? There's a special technique. Let me talk you through the technique.
You find the common factors.
Yes, you do. You find the common factors. Absolutely. So what we do is, so the first one, so there's a technique, and I want you to listen to the technique first before you say anything else. So I'm going to put all of you on mute, and I'm going to talk through the technique, and then I'm going to let you ask questions. So listen carefully, and then you can ask questions later. And I want you to do it in this way because you won't make mistakes and you will show you're working out. Okay, Ahmed? So I have an X there, but there's no number in front of it. So that means it's just a 1. So the common factor of 1 is just 1. Okay, it's just 1. But I want to do a special technique. And because it's a quadratic and it has 3 terms, I'm going to just do this. A 1 and a 1. Okay? I'm just going to make the brush a little bit bigger because oh, it's too big. That's probably better. A 1 and a 1. And I go to the other term and I say, here's an 8 there. What's the common factors of 8? Well, actually, you know what? I'm just going to give it a go. I think it's a 4 and a 2. So when I multiply 4 by 2, it gives me an 8. And I want to multiply a 1 by 1, it just gives me a 1. Okay? Just follow my lead here. And what I want to do is, I want to say, when I cross multiply these numbers, so when I take that number, multiply with that number, and this number multiplied with that number, when I add them together, they must give me 6. Okay? I'm just going to put that number in a different, underline it in a different color. Okay? So, I'm going to say 1 times 2, cross multiply, 1 times 2 plus 1 times 4. What number does it give me? This gives me a 2. This gives me a 4. This is equal to 6. Ah, hold on. There's a special property here. That means these factors, when I cross multiply them and add them,